For the first time in history, an F-35 has been shot. It was a direct hit, and the pilot never saw it coming. No flares, no evasive maneuvers. The F-35 is America's best jet. This proves that Iranian radars and air defenses are fully active, and they are not destroyed. The fighter jet had to make an emergency landing, and the pilot is in stable condition. The Iranians have confirmed this is a 2025 air defense that was built after the 12-day war, and radar, which we thought was destroyed, was used to detect the $100 million stealth jet. And this becomes the first ever hit and possibly the first ever detection. Everything that we thought was happening in Iran of destroyed air defenses, destroyed radars for the past 3 weeks is completely false. Because it would take the most advanced, best, and expensive radars and air defense systems to even find this jet. But the Iranians were even able to get a camera on it and hit it with footage. Now, the F-35 is a plane that America doesn't even give some of its best allies just because of how stealthy it is. The $100 million F-35.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. So, an F-35, fifth generation, multi-billion-dollar attack bomber jet got hit by Iranian surface-to-air missile, right? And everybody is shocked. They're like, oh my God, how is this possible? The great omnipotent America and its military got hit by the Iranians and their primitive surface-to-air missiles, right? Because everybody's perspective is, oh, there's no way that any brown people can possibly create any kind of weapon that can possibly rival or at least attempt to fight back against America's overwhelming dominant military equipment. Now, let me explain something to you guys, okay? Nowhere in human history, nowhere, not a single point in human history has anybody's military tactical advantage made them immortal, okay? It's never happened, right? Now, even with the great F-35, which, first of all, if you guys have been following, nobody's following that shit, right? Right? But if anybody were to be following, you know the F-35 has many problems, all right? Many problems, many problems. And if you look at the video, because there's video, right, you'll see they were very low, right? You also got a thing called human error, because guess what? A human being still has to fly that billion-dollar pieces of equipment, right? Now, the thing is stealth, so it was made not to get hit, you know. But the thing is, there's always a way to, you know, there's always different ways to get gotten, all right? But this is the part that I think everybody, I ain't heard not one person say this or think about this, all right? Now, we all saw the video. Now, can somebody explain to me how this F-35 Generation 5, all right, goddamn jet gets hit by a surface-to-air missile and not blow up and manage to still fly all the way back to base? Keep in mind, they were over Iran. So that means after getting hit by the surface-to-air missile, I mean, we all saw it, right? We saw it, right? And somehow, this thing didn't disintegrate. The pilot never ejected because I'm pretty sure that his radar told him that there was a surface-to-air missile about to hit him. He didn't eject. All right. Normally, that's what a pilot would do before a rocket or for a missile, you know, is going to hit them. Usually they leave, right? They get up out of there. Now, if he would have, listen, if he would have ejected out of that goddamn jet over Iran, whew, unless dude had an engine on his goddamn parachute to fucking skyglide all the way back to Iran, all right, this dude would have been a poster child, prisoner of war, and it would have been even further embarrassment to the United States military, all right? But can we give props to this jet that did not blow up in the air after getting hit by a missile? I mean, can we just talk about that for a second? I mean, it didn't blow up. I ain't never have any of y'all ever, all right, ever seen a goddamn jet get hit by a rocket, all right, that's meant to knock things out of the sky, point blank, and still be flying You know how brave that pilot got to be? He was like, man, I ain't getting out of shit. I'm riding this bitch to the fucking wings fall off. Wings didn't fall off. I mean, it's not that big. All right, the rocket and the goddamn jet about the same size damn near. And he got a direct hit. And that junk did not blow up. Now, that's impressive. All right, we got to give props to that jet for being able to fly home. It's not like it's a B-1 bomb. I can see if it was like a bomber, right? A big-ass freaking fortress in the sky. All right, getting hit, right? Yeah, I can see it was something big. This ain't that big, right? That shit did the trick. I ain't gonna lie. And the pilot not ejecting. Now, look, I don't know if I would have ejected either. All right, I probably wouldn't eject. It would have been a good trading. It would have been a good negotiating tool, though. Homie would have got caught, right? But he said, nah, I'm riding this joint till the wings fall off, and flew that shit back to the base. Give props to the pilot. I don't know how many pilots. Probably 2 of them in there, right? 2 of them? If it's 2, I don't know if it's a 2-seater or a 1-seater. Either way, both pilots or the one pilot, either way, you got balls of steel, goddammit. And flew that shit back. Can we give props to that? Yes, it's embarrassing. You got hit, but planes get hit all the time, especially when you're flying that goddamn low. I mean, shit, right? Rockets nowadays, man, listen. Every other countries have the ability to create technology. You got to remember that the people who build these jets, right? The people who build these rockets, right? These rocket scientists, even if they work for America and they're building American weapons, you got to keep in mind, a lot of these designers of these pieces of equipment come from all over the world. You got Africans, Arabs, Persians, Chinese, Russians, regular Americans. There's all kind of people who use their genius to create these pieces of technology. So it's not out of realms of possibility that these individuals are also creating countermeasures to these technologies in other countries. I mean, these are private enterprise. You got to understand, the military-industrial complex is a private enterprise. When Pete Hegseth is asking for $200 million, you know who's going to get them $200 million? American companies. American munitions manufacturers. That's all that stays in America. You got to understand, that $200 million that they asking us taxpayers to pay goes to private corporations in the middle of America who manufacture all this shit. That money don't leave America. It just goes to the rich people. All right? The ones who gain, the ones who make profit from this war. All right? And that's how it goes all around the world. Every military-industrial complex right now is making money. All right? Every one of them. Shit. Nigeria's military complex is making money because of Ukraine. They out here sending goddamn troop-carrying armored vehicles. They making troop-carrying armored vehicles and sell them to Ukraine and Russia. Right? Hey, when you're a part of the military-industrial complex, you don't have allies. All right? You just got restrictions. All right? You got to understand, all you have is restrictions, not allies. They want to sell to anybody got bread. You got money? I'm selling. I don't care if you got a Muslim government, a jihadist government, a Buddhist government, a Christian government, Nazi government. How much money do you have? All right? Now, sometimes America will stop private companies from selling to certain groups, right? Or they'll buy up all the inventory so no other groups can buy. But listen, the military-industrial complex is the nastiest business on the planet. And if you don't think they perpetuate war in order to sell their products, because the thing is, in order to develop these technologies, you're talking about upfront money of multiples of billions of dollars, all right, to develop a product. Multiples of billions of dollars to just research and development. Then you're talking about multiples of billions of dollars to manufacture this shit. Listen, I personally know how much this shit costs, right? Like a tow missile, right? That's something that the Marines use on the ground. It's a rocket. It's got a cord on it. You know those drones with the paracord on it, so that they can't be jammed by signals. Well, we got rockets that been doing that for a minute, right? Called a tow missile, right? We used to go to the desert in California and fire them bitches off like goddamn, like it was rocks, like we was goddamn slingshots and shit, just like rocks. You talking about $80,000 for a missile. And we was just firing them bitches off. Bow, 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 bow. Keep in mind, the military people the soldiers who shooting it ain't getting paid shit. Right? The soldiers are firing off rounds, right, that cost more than 2-3 years of their goddamn salary. All right, that's how bad it is. Y'all wonder why we ain't got enough money for goddamn universal health care? It's because we got to buy big-ass rockets and bullets and shit. All right? Now, I think because of this next election, we got to look, give us universal health care. Don't sit here and tell me y'all can't afford that shit. I want everybody to ask ChatGPT. Listen, we got to put this in the public consciousness. Public consciousness, we need to be talking about this shit. Everybody type into ChatGPT or Gemini. Don't use Grok, because Grok's a racist neo-Nazi AI. We don't want to use Grok, right? Right? Type in how much it would cost, right, to fund universal health care for all Americans. And look at the price, right? Then I want you to think about how much casually these governments be asking for money for wars and shit. That's what I want you to do. And when you see the disparity and the difference, you'll see that the amount of money that we are spending every day for operations in Iran, for purposes we still do not understand, by the way, because we don't know why we're there, right? If you see how much we spend every day, we can afford every American to have 5-star Cadillac goddamn health care. All we really got to do is expand Medicare, Medicaid. That's all we really got to do, right? So when they tell you we can't afford some shit, you know they lying. Why don't we have high-speed railways? You telling me it take 10 years, 10, 20 years, right, in negotiations and budgets and complaining about how we can't get the money together. It take 10, 20 years to get one goddamn train line, all right, going from Washington, D.C. to Dallas International Airport, right? It take that 10, 20 years for that. But it take an afternoon. It takes one afternoon for these same politicians to go ahead and sign off on multiples of billions of dollars to go blow some shit up. I mean, we literally spend billions of dollars to kill children in schools. But we can't fund our schools in America. Think about that shit. We steal money, all right? We steal money from students when they go to college and they come out having hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that they can't write off. One of the only debts that you can't declare bankruptcy of. They want to make sure you're a slave after you leave that so-called educational system, right? But we can't just fund that shit for free. I mean, you would think that the education of our youth would be a priority, and we would want that to be free. We shouldn't put a paywall behind, American excellence, right? But we do that shit. Everybody come out of university a slave off the break, an economic slave, right? Because we ain't got the money. But in an afternoon, you can sign off on $100 billion to go blow up little girls in elementary schools and kill civilians and shit, so you can steal their oil. All this is about oil. So you got the military-industrial complex making a ton of goddamn money, right? You got the oil execs making a ton of money because I guarantee you they did not cut their pay even though gas prices going up, right? You got the goddamn agricultural industry, the 5 companies that provide what we call food in America, right, in the West. That stuff that we eat that look like food, but we're not quite sure anymore if it's food, right? Who provide all the grocery stores, right? Whether they say they organic or whether it's Save-A-Lot, Dollar Store, Dollar General food in the salty food in the goddamn section aisle 5 and shit. Either way, right? That shit going up. They making a ton of money. You think they taking a hit? Nah, right? So when you see our $100 billion jet meant to kill people get hit by probably a $30,000 rocket. The military industrial complex, they embarrassed because goddamn it, that was a lot of money. Now they gotta go make another one, right? Which no problem for the military industrial complex. They already made the money off the jet. They're like, shit, yeah, knock that motherfucker down. They probably the ones that made the $30,000 missile, right? That shot down the $1 billion jet. It's a win-win for them. Because guess what? Iranians need more missiles. Goddamn America need a new jet. Win-win. Dog, this shit is nasty. Like, did y'all ever see God of War? The movie was a Lord of War. What happened with y'all know what I'm talking about? It was a movie about the biggest weapons arm dealer in America, right? There was several movies that came out, right, about that shit, right? and the ridiculousness of the money that they make, right? You don't think it's private corporations coming out here, this is Sahel Desert, selling goddamn, these goddamn jihadists, all these goddamn weapons used to destabilize countries? And you don't think these jihadists ain't getting shipments of American money dropped and goddamn dropped with parachutes so they can have the money to go buy this shit from the goddamn government? That's how this shit work. All right, some foreign Western government will go ahead and get a fucking crate load of goddamn cash in the sky and shit, right? And then them jihadists will take that money and then they'll wait for the next plane to come, right, to drop off the weapons and shit, and they go scoop the money up and roll out in the desert. That's how this shit work. So yeah, it's embarrassing, but, and I know it was all over the place with this one, but can we just give props to the pilot that did not exit stage left out that motherfucking jet? And can we give props to the quality of the F-35, all right? That motherfucker didn't do a lot, but that motherfucker made it back to base after getting hit by a goddamn rocket. Is there something wrong with the rocket? Should Iran be embarrassed that their rocket couldn't blow up a goddamn jet? I mean, shit. Goddamn, who really won that one? I don't know. I ain't never seen no rocket not blow up a motherfucking jet or plane or anything it hit, you know what I'm saying, point blank like that. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's some new material or something. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Just Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.